Hey there, and welcome back to Expert Challenges, an educational monster train series where we get a divine victory on every expert challenge. We are pressing forward yet again. This one, I'm going to tell you, is the worst expert challenge, in my humble opinion. I think it is easy to underestimate how dangerous it is, and it's a struggle to solve it. So, incredible. Anyway, let me tell you a little bit about what we did last time, at least, in case you missed that episode. It was a pretty good one, honestly. We had an excellent steward stack run. This is a fun one, I find, because the guaranteed sketches of salvation that you get can be played around pretty intelligently if you plan for it. And it's basically just a free relic. We had a pretty bad start, but there were a couple key hits along the way, ending up with three copies of a Shard Soul Carver infused with Wickless Tycoon of all things, each of them having a large stone and a multi-strike, so pretty solid. We managed to get an Ascend Old Magic that could get Spine Chief on the floor, and we hard pivoted into Corruptor once that was successful. So, a pretty solid plan, in my opinion. There was also a Karuska with some ridiculous infused extract cards that ultimately popped off in a major way. A proclamation that had a holdover and 10 and piercing, the drills. So a very strong setup overall. We got the win, and yeah, pretty convincing timing, honestly. I think we actually pre-relentlessed both Seraph and Divinity very confidently. Kind of awesome. So yeah, very cool. But yes, today we move on to, here it is, largest lads. Everything is big and getting dragged down. You can also upgrade them even more. This is a case where Shiny Shoe failed to understand that everything getting dragged down is not a positive. It's a very bad thing. You see how they mark this with a blue? That means that Shiny Shoe believes this is a positive effect. They think that this makes the game better. You're stronger for it, right? That's what their opinion is. That's not true. In fact, this means that very frequently you will have enemy waves that simply have no opposition because your units, the timing of things is they drop. And they drop and then the enemies ascend at the same time. You'll see what I mean when we get in. It's very hard to describe in a logical way, but essentially you can very easily drop at the same time an enemy squad rises and fully miss them. It also means that setting up top floor is essentially impossible. You can try it, and you'll eventually get dropped to middle floor, but keep in mind, if you do that, on turn 2, a wave will go up to top floor or up to middle floor while you drop to bottom floor. And that wave, your second enemy wave, essentially fully walks on you. It's very dangerous, actually, to try to play top floor here. Your best solution, in my opinion, is to hard commit to finding a bottom floor strategy. Now, the other part of this is you get zoom enhance, so you also get one additional upgrade slot on stuff. Cool, that is a positive. Yeah, I mean, that's great, right? We can use that. We'll try to use that. But this is not a guaranteed value because you still have to have the money and you still have to hit in shops. And also the other downside, by the way, everything's even bigger. This is very tough to work around. The bigger and the drop. Obviously, the idea is everyone's huge and they fall to the bottom and you get a massive bottom floor. Haha, isn't that cool? But the thing you need to watch out for here is that consider that some of the best units for this strategy are Wurmkin units, right? The problem is they're all already very big, so it's very difficult to assemble your floor quickly because you can't play them on the same floor. You have to wait for them to fall in or get lucky with some kind of drop mechanic. Honestly, there are moments here where something like a cave-in can actually save your run. So it's kind of crazy. This is a very strange one that I actually find extremely difficult, and it always gives me the hardest time of any of them. There are two champions I think are reasonable for this. Both have downsides as well. The first, Chief. Unsurprisingly, I think Spine Chief benefits from this a lot. Well, it doesn't really benefit, but takes advantage of it at least. Spine Chief is a very good solo champion on bottom floors, doesn't need a lot to stay alive. And you're happy if you can drop in, like, you know, Keeper of Echoes or something behind him. It's pretty good. He can, in a proper setup, he can reap out the bottom floor pretty confidently, and it works out pretty okay. The other one that I think is worth keeping in mind here is Windleton. Windleton is nice because Strangler exists. That said, if you miss Strangler, he's terrible. So, kind of a one-trick pony here. Basically what you do is you prevent enemies from walking on you entirely, and you just pummel them, or try to. Bottom floor Strangler is really difficult though, because you need a lot of offensive scaling very fast, or the enemies stack up and start walking on you on their own. So, a bit of a risk anyway. I think Decayer is the safest route here. Pretty much every other champion is terrible in here. I can't think of another champion that likes this. Chartail Queen, bad. Prince, also bad. Sentient, not good. Too slow. You can't afford to be playing something like this that doesn't immediately clear floors. Both Tethys and Soulguard, bad. Too slow. 15 shard, not doable with Titan Channel. Primordium, maybe, but you really... the problem is you really need the hits to make Primordium good. Bottom floor Primordium is terrifying. Usually the things you're buffing are not that strong. And then, of course, Penumbra is also terrible. And then you're also dragged down just in general by Umbra, so there's that. Fade, dead on arrival. Can't use Firelight. Spikes maybe works, but... woof. I'm trying to imagine the run that maybe gets through Spikes here. With, like, Restore... Solo Spikes Fade run? Is that possible? Keep in mind that all friendly units get the +1. It's not just your banner units, so your champions are Humondo too. So a big problem with, like, Chief, for instance, is you can't... if you take +1 space, it's not like you can fit Chief in a Keeper of Echoes, right? You still can't do it. So you're forced to set up on multiple floors and airdrop them in. It's very high risk. The only reason that I think Chief can reasonably solve this is because Decayer is strong enough. Corruptor and Infector do not win, in my opinion. So it's actually just as brittle as Strangler in a way. Those two, I mean, you'd have to, I don't know, hit Tiny Stone. You'd completely have to high roll in order to have a chance at beating them with the other paths. Yeah, Spike's Fade is... I'm trying to imagine the run that gets this. I don't think you... I think you leak enough enemies that you will lose enough scaling that you will fall behind enough and fail. Is what I would argue. That's what I think would happen. And it's only Spike's Fade that even can consider this path. I mean, I think Firelight is DOA here, dead on arrival fully. And then Eternal Flame is okay, I guess, but you still have to then win on something else. And your other something else is dropping to the bottom floor in 2 turns. So, whoops, tough luck. I think, and then Echo Right's terrible. I think you pretty much have to play Chief, or what even can you do here? I do not even know. So there's that. Obviously, like, Awoken is fine. I do like a Restore-centric Chief, because you can just dumpster Restores into keeping him alive, and he can kind of solo the run, but it's going to be difficult. It's going to be really tough. I think we'll try. This is the one that I feel like is the most likely to find a winning line. I do think Strangler's what I did when I played this originally. I eventually got through it. You kind of just, I mean, if you find a high roll that's high rolly enough, you win no matter what, right? It's kind of the nature of Monster Train. But when you're trying to record for YouTube like this, it can be a bit tough. I'm trying to create an episode that's not abysmal. Anyway, there's a lot of explanation. I wanted to give you some context on why this expert challenge is so difficult, and I think we're going to pick this and move on. Cool. So as always, do like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and let's try to get a W on the toughest expert challenge here. This one definitely beats out all of the other ones. Even like Blighted Existence, which frequently gets derided as being very difficult, I think that one's not that bad by comparison. You can solve that one with other tools. Okay, anyway, hope you're all doing well today. I've kind of already talked for a long time because I think this one is very challenging, so I will skip a little bit of the intro, but I am at least going to tell you I'm doing okay. Thanks, folks. appreciate your always being invested in my well-being. But yeah, let's get in on this. Today we are default Wurmkin, default Awoken. I picked this not... I mean, Root Seeds is obviously great, but you want to be able to keep Chief alive on bottom floor, and I think you want to lean into those kinds of strategies if you can. So I think Restore is actually better. Here, anyway. Obviously, if I'm playing like top floor Chief, I want, or with like Corruptor or something, I want Root Seeds, but it's fine. Alright, we're facing Double Barrel Daedalus, Rage Fell, Diligent Seraph. Diligent Seraph is spicy. We have Echo Transfer, Wildwood Sap, Ambient Charge. All very good. The Wildwood Sap is a really nice addition here for Relentless, because we are essentially going to be playing Relentless on bottom floors on pretty much every combat. So regen will be nice. Echo Transfer is just pure damage, which is great. Cool. Alright. Gravity. At the end of turn, descend friendly units. Big Chungus. All friendly units get +1 space. Zoom Enhance. All cards have 1 additional upgrade slot. Woof. Alright, hopefully we high roll. So today temples are 2, 5, 6, 7. 4 temples, seems fine. Dupe on 8 is Magic Side. Alright, we have a Trinket Shop with Vortex and Cave on 7. It's okay. Competes with a pretty weak Steel Shop, but we might still need it. There's a good Steel Shop, however, on 6 with Vortex and Money, competing with a Magic Shop that's alright, it's got Cave. So honestly, no bad choices here. We have a Removal Dupe Horde on 5, which is nuts here. It's very, very strong, so let's try to hit that if we can. And then we have Magic Shop that has Health and a Cave on 5. True, interesting. Okay, okay. Now we have another dupe on 4 with a Wurmkin banner. Alright. Steel Shop competing with a Vortex. Sure. Early game, it looks like we have Steel Shop, Wurmkin banner, Magic Shop, Awoken banner, and then another Awoken banner with the Horde on 3, and a double Magic if we need it. It's worth noting, by the way, I like Wurmkin here because if you high roll into Sketches, I actually think you can just win off of Sketches of Salvation. You drop your Chief on bottom, and then your Sketches floor just lowers down afterwards. It's pretty powerful. Anyway, I'm going to struggle between selecting Emblem of the Exiles and Carving Karuska here. I know that Carving Karuska looks insane, but you need to understand that if I'm being forced to finish every combat on bottom floor, Emblem of the Exiles provides much needed health that I think will be critical in survival. I actually think I prefer Emblem of the Exiles here, though not getting Karuska is depressing, I will admit, especially when I have Echo Transfer in my opener. If this were a normal run, I would pick Karuska. I have to really think about this, because in a normal run, I think Karuska's too strong to skip here. But Emblem of the Exiles, when I struggle to assemble my floor, is pretty excellent, I think. It's pretty excellent. I think we take the Emblem. I really think we need to take the Emblem. The one downside is I can't actually play all 3 floors very conveniently here. Everyone gets dropped in. Karuska's really good, but I might miss on things like Echo Infusion or other good extract cards. We're probably going to see a couple, but I might miss on the best ones. Emblem of the Exiles is consistent value, and it's very good value. I'm going to take the Emblem, I've decided. Alright, we see Decayer. I am going to click it. That's great news. I think Corruptor is functional, but not good. I am going to take this Horde because it is good to have it. Cursed Vines is excellent. Anything that gives me tools against enemies on every turn, I like it. That also beats Diligent, by the way. I didn't say that initially when I clicked it, but that's excellent. Unit draft. Then we're going to take damage for it, alright? It's just going to be the way it is. That's just how that works. I am going to play the Wildwood Sap here. I'm also going to drop in the Echo Transfer. So, I mean, that's a beefy lad, right? Okay, let's think about this. I want to get the Collector, for sure. I wish to reap. I think Reap is good here, right? I could airdrop in a Steward, but I think just Reaping again is stronger. Oh, we came close to killing that one guy, didn't we? It's true. It's a bit of a bummer. We'll put the Strange Steward down. Sure. Alright, yeah, fine. Okay. Do we win here? Yes. Barely, but yes, we do get the victory. Okay, incredible news. I was kind of thinking about that, like, I think I need a train steward here, and we got it. Good. Okay, one discrepancy that I noticed, by the way, interestingly enough, Emblem of the Exiles says at start of turn, the front friendly unit on each floor gains 5 health. The order of operations was giving them health before dropping them at end of turn. I wonder what they mean by start of turn here. I thought initially that this was supposed to be the start of the combat turn, so when you press the button to end your round, but... Well, no, maybe... No, I didn't think that. That's how it's behaving. I think what it sounds like is as soon as your turn spins around. I don't know. That's a little bit of an interesting one. I wonder what the intention is there. Anyway, Proclamation is pretty good, but I did skip Karuska. I think I am going to take Bounding Echoes. Worth it. Make more purple cards. That's strong. Restoration Detonation is itself purple and a heal, and it's good. I like it. I'm going to take the Awoken Hollow. Yeah, it's a good unit. It's a good unit, and it plays nicely with my strategy. We are going to look for... Is it a magic shop? Do I have a holdover here? I guess Restoration Detonation is pretty good. The one thing that I like about this, though, you have to watch out for at least, is that Hollow is 4 space already. You can't self-infuse him and play him middle without, you know, also taking space. And you really want to avoid having to take space here. So we're basically just setting up Chief bottom and then Hollow middle, and hopefully we hit like a multi-strike or something. That's kind of all you can do. Now, both of these, I would like a holdover. I would put it in a Restoration Detonation, but I would also like a... What else would I like? What am I trying to describe? I would also take a multi-strike into the Hollow here. A reasonable backline solution, I think. Would I take a double stack here into a Wildwood Sap? Maybe, I suppose. It's not impossible for me to consider it. No, I don't think so. I'm going to check the Steel Shop because I think a Wurmkin banner could be better. Endless. It's a bummer. Glug Cider. Okay, we get a Carver. That's unfortunate. Glug Cider is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. And terrible. In so many ways. Just unbelievably bad expert challenge here. The +1 space on everything is so brutal. Really rough. Shard Soul Carver is a good infusion, but I struggle with the Hollow here. Maybe I'll take him and then just play 3 units and eventually they collapse together. I'll grab him there. I think we need to play it as chill as possible. I think you kind of have to. 10 and Piercing going into the Restoration Detonation is worthwhile. We'll chill on this, though. Spell Chain. I love Spell Chain, don't get me wrong, but I don't think we can reasonably take that here. We're just not that strong. It's a magic shop coming up, isn't it? That's true. Alright, I'm willing to put this... and the Restore, though? I don't love that. I was thinking Restore because if you see a -1, or you take the -1 here at the Magic Shop, you can have a double proc. It's worth having tools like that for double infuse triggers, right? You draw one card, you get 2 inspires. That's actually really good, but it's pretty low impact. Nice thing is you could take the -1, put a +10 or something in it, and create like a monstrous play, but it's also a really good X5 in that particular instance. But it's expensive. Going to 40 here, we're just not strong enough for 40 shards. I think we have to chill. 25 is already pretty dicey. Spikes is maybe okay, I think. Sure. Alright. Chief on bottom, Polo on middle. We're going to pull Conduit forward. I'm going to drop the Wildwood Sap on top in the hollow. See what I mean, though? They go up, I drop, so a little bit dicey in that respect. I want Carver in. I'm going to take the money. I'm going to kill the Curse Buddy here. Downstairs, I do think I need to play... Yeah, I need to play the Restore. I'm at risk of taking, what, like 3 damage here, I think? Maybe. Hey, we take these. Ambient Charge? Don't think so. We at least get that kill. Now, do we win downstairs? Eventually, we get there. Yes. Amazing news. Good grief. Alright, cool. We did get a win. I mean, like, when you overstack, you look stronger, right? That's a pretty potent floor, but it's slow and not ideal. So, alright. Purple Bounding Echoes. Alright, I mean, I won't say no to that. I think it's worth having another one of these. Steel Enhancer. It's purple. I think I do need purple. Razor Sharp Edge is fine, but I can win off the back of just purple spam. So we'll take that. We're in a pretty okay spot here. I think it is Magic Shop side. I like the Awoken banner, but I've already given up on Karuska. Magic Shop upgrades, I think, are more worthwhile overall, so... Alright, remove consume. No, thank you. I do not think so. -1. I could remove consume a Wildwood Sap and go really hard on... Go absolutely ham on our regen plan? Gosh, that just does not sound that strong, does it, buddy? I don't know about that. Woof. We could. I mean, I could do this and make it free, which is pretty neat, I suppose. Is that worth it? It's a little slow, but it's not bad. All right, I think I'm going to click that. I'm going to take this first -1 and put it into the Wildwood Sap. We'll decide if we're going to do anything fancy there. Reroll here. The double stack. I mean, that's pretty cool. You get a double stack at remove consumes. That's a pretty potent regen plan. Sure, we'll click it. And I'm going to take this other -1 and put it into, like, Restoration Detonation. Make it free. Sure. And then if we see a holdover, we feel modestly okay about it. Bone Dog's Favor is not terrible, actually, but Purging is probably better here. I would love to get rid of Ambient Charge here, I think. Yeah, goodbye. Absolutely not. You know, you could remove Train Steward there. The main reason I don't do that in that particular instance is actually because I want to leave the possibility open for a Malika event. Broken Wheel would remove all Train Stewards, so that's worth considering. I'm not going to take this money. I am going to take this money because I'm going to need to be able to go to the steel shop and have an okay day of it. All right, changed my mind. Let's do it. All right, Daedalus, don't kill me, okay? Daedalus, be kind. I said be kind, Daedalus. Really nice. I could have gone the opposite direction and had the hollow in front, but I actually think we just go ahead and click the regen up front on there, and that's fine. It's really strong having that much health, just honestly, straight away. So there's that. We're going to play the Carver middle. I would like to kill one of these enemies for sure. I'm going to play some regen downstairs. I think it's important. Our goal is basically to body block and murder as much as we can. That guy in middle should pass away due to... Yeah, okay, he does. Good job. Great work. I'm playing every card because we have Daedalus on the floor. And I think that that is a worthwhile take. Tons of reap damage. It's good. Okay. If we can keep Chief alive like this, I feel reasonably okay about the state of this run. Certainly true. Alright, so we just clock a truckload of regen here. Enough to hold on, and I think we win this. That's true. I believe it is. Absolutely true. I don't want to play these Train Stewards because they steal the Awoken Hollow procs. I think we win this off the back of just like regen in general. Yeah, I mean, this is a great example of regen's not great, but in large enough quantities it does defeat bosses. If we can see multi-strikes, I think we can make this work. It's true. Alright, that's good. Cycle of Life is a terrible card here. We will not take that. Unearthed Remains would be neat, but it's not purple. I would only take this if it were purple because it would be a double trigger. Wurmkin Etchings is no longer required because I have Super Wildwood Sap, so we just kind of skip that. Another Carver. Now, you see the real advantage is I have a Keeper of Echoes here. So what I can do, and what is a cheeky, better answer possibly, is something like Carver infused into Keeper of Echoes. Still goes 4 space, but now when I can start scaling health, it's a much stronger line overall. I'll take it. I think that's a good approach. I will need Ember eventually, but I'm pretty confident. But I'm going to take space, draw right now. I don't think space is ever going to be the angle. I want to stay around 4 space on the floor. We're going to go to the right and try to find anything that I would describe as good. Serrated Mandibles is a great way for Chief to continually clear floors. I love Dun Echo there, but, you know, it's still not as good. Spin this, Large Stone, no thank you. I really cannot afford. I cannot afford. I don't know, this is spicy. I'm going to cut the Hollow here. I don't need him now. I cannot afford to miss multi-strike on a run like this, okay? Monster Train. I cannot. Decayer 2. We're going all in on this. I need him to have the most health he can. It's definitely not Corruptor. Missing there is a big bummer. Okay. Missing there's a huge bummer because now I have to wait until ring 6. I think we can still live, but coming up is a removal dupe. I think the dupe is just Restoration Detonation, straight up. But I am going to cut a Train Steward here because these things are very hard to play and we move on. And I have 50 shards exactly, so I am scared. Multi-strike is actually acceptable here, right? I think that's true. I think that that is actually true, that I can take multi-strike here without too much risk. The enemies are not that powerful. I think we'll take it. They have conduits, but I'm playing Chief bottom floor. And we have guaranteed curse finds, so... Chief first. Shardsel Carver middle. And then I'm going to... An interesting turn of events. I think I'm going to save 18 health here. And then just blast this floor as well as I can. Sure. Okay. Bounding Echoes, certainly. I definitely want to play Keeper here. We're going to go ahead and click the Echo Transfer bottom floor because it murders things. Yes. I want the money. I need the permanent scaling, just like straight away. Take more Reap. They are going to Elevator because of the way the damage shield here goes. A little bit of a bummer, but I think we can get around it. Top floor is passing away. I'm going to work on the Reap here. Bottom floor clears, yeah, for sure. I would like to stop this damage, so we give up the Wildwood Sap in exchange for clearing top floor here, and I think we're okay now. We're gonna just airdrop in some sap, play some other cards, pull this goon forward, play the Reap, and then I think chill here. Okay, it's doable. We're definitely putting down this Wildwood Sap right away. We're taking the Reap here. With any luck, we win before this guy walks. Yeah, good job. Cool. Guy doesn't even make it to the top. Although I could kill him there, and I will. Cool, he dies. Alright, we're fine. Okay. Good. Now, we can assemble a more logical floor once we can do stuff. Hey, base charge? Yes, absolutely. Incredible. Return Soul is purple. Incredible. Double procs. I love that card, 100%. I also think Pyregrow? If Pyregrow is purple and lets me take another draw relic, yes, that's worth it. That is worth it. I would like removal dupe. I think that the removal dupe is just genuinely correct here. We're going to go there for sure. Yep. Horde today says Lightstone Casing. I could get a 4th spell upgrade. Notice Stone is not bad on restores. I also think it actually benefits. I wonder how this applies. All cards gain +1 magic power. The way this is worded makes me think that it's not going to benefit the Cursed Vines created cards, but you never know. It's not terrible to have Notice Stone. I have 1, 2, 3, potentially more, 4. It makes restore a lot more health. It's going to be hard to, I mean, I guess I would take this. Honestly, I'll take Lightstone Casing here just because there's a lot of high roll potential here. Yeah, I mean, this is nuts, right? Wildwood Sap now presently popping off. Incredible news. The quad upgrade Wildwood Sap. I'm probably duping that now. Good grief. We're going to cut the double train stewards. They're nasty and bad. I don't have to respect Diligent thanks to Cursed Vines. Very cool. Infusion. I should really do this right now. Right? I can do it next floor, actually. I think it's actually better to keep them separate for the time being. Okay, we chill. I'm going to go ahead and dupe. I was originally going to dupe the Restoration Detonation, but let me be clear that this Wildwood Sap is pretty ridiculous. 0 cost, 10 regen. 2 of these is enough to keep my floor alive very confidently. We move on. I wasn't expecting the -2 there, but it's cool that we found it. I should be able to take Armor Emblem here. Once we get going, we're really going, is the cool thing about it. Alright, Chief, good luck, my guy. We go at Keeper here. I am going to... Interesting. I think it is as simple as Wildwood Sap down here. And then we just Vine Grasp, and then we just click the Return Soul to kill that heavy. And we chill. Okay. Bottom floor is straight up Wildwood Sap, big value. We're going to play Carver middle. I will contemplate Vine Grasping upstairs. I think that is the plan. I also think this is as simple as just spam Fractures downstairs and then take money. The fact that we haven't lost yet or taken a truckload of damage is actually pretty wild to me. So... okay, we're saving a lot of life. Upstairs, we only take 4. I think I'm okay with that. I think this guy, 16 by 3, is going to die next floor, so we should just instead load up downstairs. Cool. I'm going to save the other Bounding Echoes for the time being. I take 4 damage, and I'm fine with it. Let's verify top floor is dead. It's true, he is. A goner, as it were. Good. Great. Honestly, this is a pretty good setup here. I think we're okay for the time being. It's good to spread the stats out like this. You spread them away, and then you don't have to. You get more value overall, which is nice. I'm gonna go ahead and just return soul and burn some cards and feel pretty okay about it. I do not want to leave one of these in, but that's fine. Cool. We should body this, I think. You know, it's not actually as close as one would want here, which is kind of crazy, but this is exactly the point, right? You need a lot of regen in order to actually win these runs, especially on bottom floor. It's closer than anyone wanted. We take 4 damage and get everything else. Soul Siphon's not bad. Soul Crushing Guilt is pretty cool, though. Daze the boss. The boss is the least of my concerns, though. It's everything else, and the fact that this is not purple and that I did not take the Karuska does not inspire me with confidence. An upper floor Soul Siphon is really good, though. I'll click that. I think that's better here. Engraft is incredible. Snap Click. It's also purple, in case it were obvious. We're going to go hunt some multi-strikes because I do think finding one would be kind of clutch here. And the removals are nice. Alright, great news. Multi-strike for the keeper. Amazing work. Go team. I am going to do the infusion now. That makes a lot of sense to me. Intrinsic, huh? I have so many upgrade slots for spells, it's kind of wild, but I think we have enough defense here that I'm not that impressed about anything. I'm nonplussed in a lot of ways. Like, what do you look for on this keeper, right? I'm probably duping this guy, right? I could go to this trinket shop for more removals, but I actually feel like our removal situation's pretty okay. We've got enough stuff here, right? That seems true. The echo transfers are good as well. I can connect purples with them potentially. I could just clean up a little bit, right? Like remove a fracture and a restore. None of these cards are bad, but none of them are amazing. I think the echo transfers, we'll see what we can do with these. One might get cut. 2 is potentially too many. If you draw them both together and they're not purple, it's a huge risk because you're not clearing that wave. I actually think we should probably clear one of them. Yeah, we'll cut one of them here. I think I value restores a little higher than fractures right now. Steel Enhancer is free, but I do actually like that card here. Let's look at the temple. What do we get? It was a -2. Interesting, interesting. I have an intrinsic. What does that give me? So many upgrade slots. It's crazy how upgraded these Wildwood Saps are. That's very unlikely to see. I think the last cut here is going to be a fracture. I think so, yes. We're going to do that. I like the regen procs here. I think we're otherwise good. If I re-roll this, well, I mean, it's like, what, endless? No. Quick? No. I mean, I guess quick is not bad, but I don't think it's that. I don't need more health because this thing scales its own health. I'm going to dupe it, and it has a Carver infusion, so it's getting armor, and it already has a +25. So I think we go to another steel shop and try to find another multi-strike, maybe. Yeah, I'm good with that, I think. Yeah, I think that's fine. There are obviously good trinkets we could hit, but... And we could overstack or something if I buy whatever is on the other side here. Or just take a +25, right? I think it's actually present. Or, no. Echo Stone is +3 per... I mean, that's like +15 maybe on average. It's not bad, right? The real question is, am I going to this trinket shop to purchase stuff maybe overstack? Seeing another multi-strike would be better. I think we'll take the chance. We'll take the chance. I think that's good. Okay, cool. We'll move on. I'm not going to take anything else here. We're not trying to go too ham. These are all low impact. The intrinsic on, like, pounding echoes would be fine, but let's respect Fel to the best of our ability and hope for the best. Okay. Alright, we're going to need a lot of regen. Fine. This is a pretty good hit. Chief down, it's good. Carver middle, it's also good. We get big Wildwood Sap energy down here. Very cool. Cool. And thanks to base charge, I think these floors actually do get cleared, which is nice. Yeah, Soul Siphon upstairs is your friend. We're going to play other stuff here. More regen. It's good. Cool. Alright, we clear that. Great news. Whole wave is gone. We are extremely durable, as we're finding out here. Is just one of these universal truths we're picking up. I'm going to go ahead and burn that Echo Transfer. I think our damage is going to be enough here, and I would much rather have the immediate impact. The next turn that she comes down here, we need to be very careful, because I desperately need to have the tools to win, right? I need her to drop down here on this turn and then get absolutely slammed. Cool. I think this will be pretty strong of a turn. Yeah, 324 damage. Good. And now she's going to take basically that damage every turn going forward, right? Yeah, 144 upstairs, for instance. We have a truly astronomical amount of regen playing out here, which is excellent news, I think. Yeah. Cool. Even more 60 damage. I took like 9, but it doesn't matter. I have 45 regen, so I kind of don't care. Yeah, I mean, this looks good, okay? This is essentially what I would describe as seemingly winning. I think this is winning. This is enough regen that I feel pretty darn good about our chances. And I can even pull back for more regen here. And we have 66 regen, which is pretty impressive. Now, the boss is taking its entire life bar in Reap as well. This is not even just a Keeper of Echoes floor. So, that's cool. I think we've got it. Unearthed Remains, Wurmkin Etchings, Shard Channeler, no chance. I gotta be real with you. Do I still have to take Ember? If you double draw the Keepers, you can't play them both. I think it's okay. I'll just take card draw here. As long as, I don't know, maybe I should have intrinsic the stupid Pyregrow to guarantee. That wouldn't have helped me on turn 1, though, is the problem. One thing we could maybe do is put a -1 in Engraft. I think card draw is correct here, especially since we're seeing a magic shop in the end. We'll do it. We'll do it. I could also see, like, Hell's Banners. I think I actually skipped Hell's Banners, now that I'm thinking about it. Let's go try to find final upgrade into Keeper here before we do the dupe. It's good to do it. Large Stone. No, I'm going to re-roll that. Endless. Alright, we don't see it. It's fine. I'm just going to put an extra plus 25 in it. I guess it could be a plus 10, honestly. That is a lot of... It's actually a respectable amount of Inspire triggers that this has to get through in order to do that. Sure, honestly, our HP is perfectly fine. Let's put a plus 10 in this and move on. It's a big bummer, but we had to look, I think. Decayer 3. Alright, we're going to vaguely look at this temple. Spell Chain is one of the few that I think I would have considered here. Spell Chain Return Soul, very powerful. Spell Chain Engraft is pretty sick as well. If I get a Spell Chain, if I see a holdover, I could get like -1 Spell Chain Engraft with holdover, and that kind of blows up. I'm going to take the Engraft. The potential for this to pop off is really high. So we Spell Chained that and we move on, I think. I could just buy some removals, but I feel pretty good about our density after that last combat. Let's just go ahead. I think Decayer will blast here. Yeah, I think so. We have the tools, in my opinion. So we airdrop in Chief and then immediately play the Bounding Echoes. We do need to play the Carver here, but the goal is basically put as many numbers down as possible. 25 is a pretty sizable amount of Reap for him to take, especially with the base charge on deck, right? That's certainly true. Now I could play the Soul Siphon middle. Maybe. Let's think about this for a moment. Let's restore downstairs and just click the cards I think we know we need to click. Restore, restore. That is pretty sizable. I think Soul Siphon middle will get a good chunk of this. 1 times 5. Alright, we do get it. I'm going to yank the Gilded Wings forward here so it takes more damage. We get the money and we clear that floor. Let's see what the situation looks like here. Yeah, we're killing Big Man. Good. Great. Go ahead and engraft into another engraft here. We'll play the Wildwood Sap, of course. Definitely Echo Transfer time. It's 100 damage it takes. It's dead on the next floor. Cool. And then we just click Restores here, and I think we are stable. Right, it's dead upstairs. Pretty confident. Yeah, great news. Excellent work. All right, a tricky run, but I feel good about where we ended up. Yeah, I feel good about where we ended up. I'm just going to keep clicking cards because it's wise to do it. Burning garbage. All right, cool. All right, we stabilized. Okay, the goal here now is to just blast to the best of our ability and click a whole bunch of regen cards. It's a lot of reap we're doing. This is enough to clear waves on the Divinity, which is a good sign. A very good sign. Click regen. It's very important that we do that. I'm going to actually burn a restore here. Very important. I need to be ready for Relentless against a very high-powered enemy. We're fine. I rolled into both of these very impressive Wildwood Saps. 62 regen actually does beat out this enemy, and we win in Relentless without even having to go to the Reap. Okay, good, great. We didn't take damage. Amazing. Power of Knowledge. No, it's expensive. I'd rather put my -1s elsewhere. Second Soul Siphon, no. Force Contamination, no. Wildwood Custodian. Restoring Retreat, no, not a chance. I already have Largest Lad nonsense going on. We are going to the dupe, 100%. I have a lot of cash. I'm going to click the Horde in the middle for sure. Bog Slime is pretty awesome, but I actually think the right answer is going to be Improved Firebox in case I double draw these Keepers. It's the right turn for it. 100%. Okay, that's good, at least. Big fan of that. Trinket Shop says, Echo Seedling is a very powerful burst. I will click it. Lorn Casing, no, reroll this. Oh, Golden Vault. Golden Vault might be the play. Let's take these -1s. One goes in and graft for sure. A 20 consume... I want my restores to stick around. The remove consume... No, I don't want these. Reroll this. Fine. We see the holdover. Alright, and graft is actually popping off in a pretty major way now, too. We get a holdover here. This is incredible. And we get to put a +10 in it, so this thing actually just drops a good amount of healing. Alright, excellent. That's going to be a huge swing for me. This -1 I'm just going to put into the restore, although I maybe should consider putting this into the Wildwood Sap in case I hit it with the Echo Seedling, but I'm going to put it into the card I'm playing every time I see it anyway. As far as removals go, I do still feel pretty good about the density here. I think if I were choosing a little more, I might drop 1 Fracture, but I'm debating that, I'm comparing that against other options. First of all, second Carver, absolutely. The question I have is essentially, Golden Vault? Golden Vault gives me a lot of flexibility here, which I quite like. Prevents me from removing a couple. I mean, if I don't take Golden Vault, I probably drop 2 Fractures here, being honest. I think I do. I think I might do it anyway. I think it's right to clean this deck up some. Fractures are good, but I'd rather hit this in Graft than just slam that, and then Decayer clears it. Okay. Now if I buy it, I only get 4 hits. I really don't think it's that worth it. What if I clear another Fracture here? How do I feel about that? Honestly, pretty good. I do feel pretty good about that. I think clearing these out is good because it lets me really lean into the stupidity of my regen plan. So that's cool. I'm going to do that. Yeah, we cut it. We don't go Golden Vault. Fine. I'm going to go back over here. I don't really think I can do anything else with my money from this position. Yeah, 190. I'm actually okay with this. It's a shame I couldn't have this 190 plus Golden Vault, but I actually think that it's better to have had this plus the removal. My goal essentially is I'm disrespecting Diligent because of Cursed Vines, which is awesome. And that's pretty much the strategy. I think one advantage of Seraph the Diligent is that he's very low damage output combat, which means I have no risk of decay or passing away. So let's move on. The biggest risk here, in my opinion, is actually something like multi-strike wave Divinity, because I don't have the oomph to hold on. Now, fortunately, that wave does about 120 damage, so you know. There's that. But regardless, there's our buddy. Good. Cool. We're going to go ahead and play... remember, Cursed Vines, you goon. Good grief. Then we play Pyregrow. I don't know if I want to play this many Pyregrows. I don't think I do. We gotta be careful. Well, I'll maybe play them on later turns. I would rather my turn 2 be a little stronger than this, personally. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Okay, Vine Grass first. Okay, Play Keeper in middle. Good job. Alright, our goal is to send it, pretty much. Okay, mid-floor. I think that guy's gonna die upstairs, right? You pass away, yeah? Close to it. This is going to look pretty decent. Let's blast this guy in back. I think it kills the other dude. Alright, good work. Cool. I feel pretty decent about our chances from this position. As long as I do not completely mess up, I think that we're okay. Good. Okay. We've stabilized. I think that this is fine. Now let's just remember Vine Grasp. Good job. Now let's Soul Siphon middle. Play the cards. Well done. Wildwood Sap. Let's just keep the numbers rolling here. It's good. That's a lot of Reap we're putting down. Incredible work. Let's go ahead and burn a Restore here because the Diligent is on the floor. 64 Reap there is huge, huge power. This guy's going to take a truckload of damage very fast. Good. Great. Honestly, I'm feeling pretty good about this. Just gonna burn this. I'm gonna hold on to the... it doesn't matter. I'm thinking of overthinking this a little bit. I will play the other Pyregrow here because I can afford to. Because of my Engraft being active. Yeah, fine. Cool. Great work. Alright, first order of business. Vine Grasp upstairs. Great work. Alright, I think we are actually just like super fine here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm okay with this. He'll come downstairs, I think, now. Yeah, this is the last big turn. So let's pop one guy and then send it, right? Our goal here is essentially to more or less kill Diligent if we can. I won't get the actual death here, but, you know, the idea is I've done 1,500 damage to him. He's not walking past this floor, is essentially what that means. So, yeah, we're in pretty golden shape here. We actually do win the Relentless fight, which is awesome. That I was not actually expecting that. Even with the 50 coming in, we're fine. So, meanwhile, this guy is taking 2,160 damage from Reap. Okay, I think we've actually pulled off Largest Lads. Incredible news. Wurmkin, Spine Chief, Decayer, definitely the way of going about this. I think we've also capitalized on the extra spot in our upgrades very effectively. So, here we go. Okay, hey, look! The payoff! Improved Firebox. Amazing. Airdrop in the Goon. Let's go ahead and play Soul Siphon middle. I'm going to do this before having Keeper on the floor because I think it makes sense. And then I'm going to play one upstairs. And then I'm going to play one downstairs. Cool. And then I drop in double keepers. Wildwood Sap, Reap. It's good. It's just power up middle floor, I guess. They both will drop down one at a time. Okay. Floor is cleared. Something. Good. Regen. Your friend. I'm not going to play the Vine Grasp quite yet here, I don't think. Oh, I would sure like the Ember. I think I actually do want the Ember. I also want the purple play here. So there's that. Okay, fine. Other guy gets airdropped in. Our life is in pretty bad shape right now, but we're not out of it yet. Good. First order of business is stab a man. Great work. I'm then going to pull a guy forward. I'm going to return soul. And I'm probably going to stab a man again. Great. Bounding Echoes. Regen. Regen. I think we clear top floor comfortably. Yeah, he's gone. Great. Our entire game plan here is essentially find a way to not die. We need to regen a lot here. I also really want to stay ahead on everything that else that's happening here. Echo Transfer is going. I don't need this card. I'd like the damage right away. Cool. Clearing top, clearing mini-boss. Good. Okay. Whew! Yo, this was dicey. This is a terrifying wave. What do you mean? I do not want Chief to pass away, please. Regen, thank you. Oh my gosh. Play every single regen card. It is so necessary that he has more health. This is a lot of damage to come in. Multi-strike wave. Okay, multi-strike wave. How do we solve multi-strike wave? First, let's click the cards we know we need to click. I can shuffle my own units around, which is something I'm considering here. So keep that in mind. I can pull this guy forward. He's got like 130 health. That's pretty good. He lives, actually. Okay. Hey, man, you know what? That's about as big brain as I think that this is ever going to get. Is just yank my own goon forward, and then he takes a batrillion damage. And then on this turn, I just go, hey, bud, get in there, Chief. Quite literally. And he's back. Woof. What a run. Not quite the way I was imagining this one going, but we will take it. I'm staying ahead, which is excellent. I'm going to actually burn the restore. I'm thinking about when I want to burn a double my Wildwood Sap. I think it's the next draw through is kind of the plan there. Yeah, like here would be a perfect time to do that. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and play everything out. Great news. You go Wildwood Sap, Wildwood Sap. I go Return Soul on the non-purple Wildwood Sap. We just burn that real quick. We now have 100 regen, which I'm honestly reasonably confident is enough to win here. We crunch this floor. I think we easy win Relentless now. All right, we got it. Monster Train, you cannot defeat me. I am too powerful. Thank you. Have a nice day. Woof. What a run. Being real, that is a very dicey run. But we take these. It's a lot of damage we did, and we crunched. Easy win Relentless here. No chance that the boss wins this. Yeah, you bring back the Wildwood Sap. Now we're at 135. Key victory decided by pulling my own keeper forward. Feeling pretty pleased about that choice. We've managed to get Chief over 300 health with 139 regen. Seems good. Alright, we take these. Great. Wonderful. Largest lads down. This is probably one of the best ways of dealing with this. This is my least favorite expert challenge by a wide margin. I've been just, I have been woefully depressed. It actually hasn't been that bad. I have been dreading this, so having it over is wonderful. But I also think that this was quite informative, right? I think we did pretty much what you would need to do here. Chief is a very good choice. I'm actually very pleased we took Emblem of the Exiles. The free health was pretty important, actually, especially when you're playing bottom floor. That Divinity multi-strike wave, that's your mortal fear. 100%, that's what you're thinking about the whole time. You're like, can my floor live that? And Chief, with this particular setup, totally can. The double keepers is great. We actually did super use the improved firebox to play them both out. The downside is it takes 2 turns for the second guy to drop in, but it's kind of the same as if you had drawn him on turn 2 anyway, so whatever. The main point is that we managed to overstack the floor and then powerhouse it. This is also a clan combo. Wurmkin is advantageous to overstacking. Things are big and beefy and benefit from having a ways of jamming more of them on a floor. So that's good. The rest of this is just hyper abuse of the zoom enhance modifier, which is Wildwood Sap goes mad with power and Engraft goes mad with power. The sheer number of upgrades on these cards is too much to behold. The Wildwood Sap no longer consumes, gives 10 regen, and is also free. This card is incredible. It's amazing. Wonderful, well done. This Engraft, by the way, is also sick, though. This thing is nuts. It's 2 Inspire triggers. It replaces itself and then draws an extra card for you. So it's literally card draw. It is Ember generation, and it heals you. This card has completely gone off the rails in this particular run. Just completely taken over everything. It's way powerful. Amazing. And we cleaned up the deck enough that I think we drew things fast enough to make it work. I'm actually very pleased by this, in my honest opinion. I think we did a great job. I think we handled it about as well as we could have. So, Random Restoration Detonation did great as well. But the real shout out here, I think Base Charge did a ton of heavy lifting. Serrated Mandibles did too. That's a great relic in general. And yeah, just a lot of good stuff. Thank you, Cursed Vines, for letting me remove cards in the face of Diligent. I super appreciate that. And yeah, go team. Cool, we get past my least favorite one. That means downhill from here. There are still some pretty tough ones left, but at the same time, none of them that I dislike as much as this one. So, amazing. We did it. And yeah, I will let you go there. So, hey, thanks a lot for watching this, y'all. I really appreciate your time. As always, you can give the video a like if you want. You can subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. And stay tuned for what's next. Take care, folks. Woo! I can't believe we did it. Go team.